Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Tech Updates. I'm Pranay, I'm your host, and I'm a tech fanatic here at Web's Choice. So in today's episode, I'll be talking about the Redmi K50i 5G, iQOO 90, the ASUS Zenfone 9. Now that's an exciting one. Then we have the ASUS Zephyrus Duo 16, the 2022 edition. I'll also be talking about a few updates on Instagram, and I'll end with a few smartphones that would be launching this month. So let's begin. So starting with the Redmi K50i 5G, it's a successor to the Redmi K20 and it was a really great phone at that time. So we finally have the K series back. So I'll quickly take you guys through the spec sheet of the phone. The phone is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 8100, which is a 5nm chipset. We also have Mali G610 MC6 GPU. There's a 6 or 8GB LPDDR5 RAM with 128 or 256GB UFS 3.1 storage, the latest and the greatest. Then the phone has a 6.6-inch FFS LCD with 144Hz refresh rate and HDR10. So the FFS LCD displays are a new tech and the color reproduction on this displays are really good. We have a good color gamut and also 144Hz refresh rate, so that's a good thing, but not an AMOLED display, so we should keep that in mind. We have a triple camera setup on the back, which has a 64 megapixel Samsung GWI. This is a really good sensor with good colors and sharp details. We have an 8 megapixel Samsung 4H7 ultra wide sensor. It's an okay sensor, the colors are fine but the details are pretty bad. And then we have a 2 megapixel macro sensor. On the front we have a 16 megapixel selfie camera. The phone has a huge 5080 mAh battery with a 67 watt turbocharger, which charges the phone from 0 to 100 in 50 minutes. So the phone starts at 25,999 and ICICI card holders would get the phone at 22,999. And at this price range, I think this is the most powerful phone we have in India. And the funny part is we still have the headphone jack and the IR blaster. So yeah, this phone is a really good recommendation at this price range. So coming to the iQOO 90, iQOO is a brand that comes under Vivo and they are said to be the new OnePlus, as OnePlus is moving more towards the premium section of smartphones. So they are now the flagship killers in the market. So coming to the 90, the phone is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, which is a 4nm chipset, and we have the Adreno 730 GPU. And this chip is a really good improvement from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. The 8 Gen 1 had a lot of thermal throttling and GPU issues, and this is fixed in the 8 Plus Gen 1. We also have a 8GB or 12GB LPDDR5 RAM with 128 or 256GB UFS 3.1 storage. So the latest and the greatest again. And we also have the V1 Plus chip in this phone. So the V1 Plus chip is a Vivo chip that is dedicated specifically to image processing, and the images turn out to be really great, at least in Vivo phones, so we are expecting the same from iQOO. The phone has a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate and HDR10. And in the rear cameras, we have a triple camera setup. The main sensor is a 50 megapixel Samsung GN5 with OIS, which is a really good sensor. The colors are great and we have amazing details in it. The secondary camera is a 13 megapixel ultra wide. This is also a fairly good camera, good colors and fairly good details. Then the third sensor is a 12 megapixel telephoto lens, which has a 2x optical zoom and a 20x digital zoom. On the front we have a 16 megapixel front camera, and the skin tones and the image processing is really good on it. We also have a 4700 mAh battery with 120 watts fast charging, so the phone can be charged from 1 to 100 in 20 minutes. The phone has 9 5G bands, we have Wi-Fi 6 support and Bluetooth 5.2 in the connectivity side. So the phone comes with a few bloatwares like Moj, Takatak. These applications are already installed on the phone, but they can be uninstalled. The disappointing part was there was no wireless charging, but yeah, it would be great if we had wireless charging at this price. So the phone starts at 49,999. That is for the 8GB 128GB variant, and ICICI card holders would get 4,000 rupees off on this phone. So overall, this is a great phone, and the funny part is the OnePlus 10T is said to be like a rebranded 9T, or at least they might have the same specs. So let's see. So coming to the phone that I was personally looking forward to, the ASUS Zenfone 9. Is it the best compact smartphone we have? Maybe let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you think this is the best compact smartphone, then do hit the like button. So coming to the phone is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, and we have the Adreno 730 GPU. The display is a 5.9-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate and HDR10+. So 5.9-inch, that's really compact for a smartphone in 2022 specifically. Also, we have a side-mounted fingerprint scanner, and we finally have gestures on side-mounted fingerprint scanners. I was really looking forward to any phone that would have that, but I haven't seen it on any phone yet. I think ASUS Zenfone is the first phone which has gestures on the side-mounted fingerprint. We had that on the fingerprint scanners that were on the back of the phone, but I haven't seen on any phone that has gestures on the side mounted fingerprint scanners, so that's a really good thing. The phone comes in 8 or 16GB LPDDR5 RAM with 128 or 256GB UFS 3.1 storage. We have the 3.5mm jack on the top. The phone comes with the Zenfone UI, which is really close to stock Android, and I really like that about it. So the last phone, that is the Zenfone 8, had a lot of battery life issues, so they improved the battery, and now we have a 4300 mAh battery, but the charger is the same, the 30-watt fast charger. So the phone charges from 0 to 56 in 30 minutes. Sadly, there is no wireless charging. I really wanted wireless charging on this phone, but we don't have it. The rear camera has a 50 megapixel Sony IMX766. This is a gimbal camera, so we don't just have OIS, that is, in OIS just the lens moves around, but in gimbal cameras the whole sensor would move around, so that's a really good thing. And we have a support of 8K at 24 fps recording, and the secondary camera is a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. On the front we have a 12 megapixel camera. So the phone starts at $810. It's yet to come in India, but I really loved this phone. Like, this would be the favorite phone that came out this year for me. Let me know which is the favorite phone that you guys think has come out in 2022. Drop them down in the comment section. And yeah, the phone at $810 I think is a bit expensive. Like last time also, ASUS Zenfone 8 was launched at a pretty high price, and the sales were pretty bad for that. And I hope the phone comes soon in India. I am guessing it would be at around 58,000 or so, but let's see. The rumored prices are around 60,000. and last time the phone was launched around 9 months late. So I hope when ASUS says soon, it means a month or two, not 9 months. So is this the best gaming laptop in 2022? Let's find out. So coming to the ASUS ROG Zephyrus Duo 16, the 2022 edition. So what separates the Duo series from other gaming laptops is that it has two displays, that is the primary display and then we have a secondary display above the keyboard. So in this year's laptop we have two variants of the 16-inch display. The first one is the world's first dual spec display. What this does is it can switch between 4K 120Hz and Full HD 240Hz. So there is no other display that can do this, and the ASUS Zephyrus Duo has this display. And the second variant is a mini LED. Mini LED is not a new technology. We have had a lot of laptops with that display. So it's a 2K, a 16:10 display with 165Hz refresh rate. Both the displays are 100% sRGB. The laptop has a good quality speaker. So the secondary display is a 14-inch 4K IPS panel with a refresh rate of 60Hz. So the previous generation of this laptop had a lot of issues with brightness and color reproduction. So that has been fixed, and this is a really good quality display panel in this year's laptop. And with these two displays, this laptop is a multitasking beast. Like you can do anything. Like streamers can see their chat and play the game at the same time. So they don't need a secondary display for that. They can do it in the same laptop. So the laptop is powered by the AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX, which is a 6nm chip with 8 cores, and this is the most powerful chip from AMD. And then on the graphics side we have a NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 Ti, which is a 16GB GDDR6. This is the most powerful graphic card we have in the market. And then we have a 2TB PCIe 4.0 SSD, a 32GB DDR5 RAM, and both of this can be upgraded. The SSD can be upgraded to 4TB and RAM can be upgraded to 64. The cooling of the laptop is really good. The temperatures are stable and it never gets that hot, but the fans are a bit loud at turbo mode. So in the box we get a palm rest and the ROG Chakra gaming mouse. And the port selections of this laptop is really good. So the laptop starts at 2,50,000 and goes up to around 4 lakh. And is this the best laptop? I think so. It is really up there. And yeah, I would totally recommend, if you have the money to spend, do go with the ASUS ROG Zephyrus Duo 16, the 2022 edition. So Instagram has recently given a statement, and I quote, "Based on our findings and community feedback, we are pausing the full screen text on Instagram so we can explore other options, and we are temporarily decreasing the number of recommendations you see in your feed so we can improve the quality of your experience." So what this basically is that in the previous update, Instagram had given us full screen reels on the feed, and users were getting a lot of recommendations from accounts that they didn't follow. So they got a lot of backlash for this, and they will be rolling this back in the next update. So I'll be ending with a few smartphones that are launching this month. So starting with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 and the Fold 4. These would be launching on 10th August. Then there is the Motorola Razr 3 and Oppo foldable. So these are launching somewhere in the mid-August. We don't have a date yet. All of these are foldable smartphones and all of these use like extremely different techs. So that's really fascinating to me. So coming to the OnePlus 10T, this would be launched on the 3rd of August. We also have Motorola Edge 30 Ultra, which is said to have a 200 megapixel sensor. So fun news, Samsung is developing a 450 megapixel sensor which would club 36 pixels to make 1 pixels, and so the whole picture would be a 12 megapixel image, but each pixel would have 36 pixels clubbed into it, so the amount of detail would be mind-blowing. We also have the Moto G62 5G coming out with the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra. So let me know which phone are you looking forward to in the comment section below. So that's it for this episode, guys. Do hit the like button if you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any updates related to tech. So that's me signing off. Peace out.